I do a little bit of singing in a band called the Singing Company. And we're in the studio right now recording our second album. This is my first full length I've played with the group. But this is actually the last day that we're here. But yesterday I found this backpack full of video cameras. And so I'm going to attempt to get some footage that hopefully we can use and put on the website or something, because somebody might be interested. I hope. So here we go. This is gonna suck. We're just gonna roll here for a minute. I don't know. I haven't decided. But why don't you start off? Just take a look at the camera and just introduce yourself, maybe how you came to be a part of the Singing Company. A little history of the group. You know that.
Alright. I'm John Buckowitz, and I play bass in the Singing Company. And I guess it came about a few years ago when Eric had the idea to take some of the Red Songbook songs that are normally used on Sunday mornings and things like that, sort of update the melodies, because a lot of them are from early 1900s, 1800s. And it continues the idea that William Booth had to sort of adapt words that were familiar and melodies and sort of just change them to adapt to sort of a contemporary time. And so we're good friends, I guess, and so we decided to work together on the project, and this is what's become of it. It's grown.
So, so this is our group's second full-length album. So how would you maybe compare and contrast the two albums, the Red Book sessions as opposed to the Mercy Seat sessions?
Well, I think as musicians we've grown. Our group's expanded a little bit more, and we've just had more life experience to bring to this, and so it's just been good. This is our second time in the studio, and so we're a little bit smarter with how to just prepare things and work together on just making sure our time is well spent. And so, it's been a little bit smoother this time around, but we're trying to add a little bit more to the songs, so it's been a little bit more intense and more involved. But this album also has a theme, which I'm sure the other guys will tell you a little bit more about, and we're a little bit excited about that as well. I'd say the most meaningful song lyrically is the one that's called I'm Made in the Image of God, and that's because it's really just comprehensive in looking at our personal relationship as believers to God, as well as the relationship of other people that we come in contact with on a regular basis, whether it's in our churches or our workplaces or on the street, and just recognizing that everybody is God's creation and everybody is sacred to God. And as the song continues, it talks about how you are made in the image of God, and we are made in the image of God, and they are made in the image of God. And it sort of represents for me how someone who may be living a life apart from God's grace and sort of choosing their own thing are still made in the image of God, and they're still created to be God's child and are still loved by God, but it might not be something that they're consciously aware of. So it's just really encouraging to me to look at people not as sort of totally depraved or worthless, but as everyone having worth in God's eyes.
Right.
I think the song that has been the most fun to record has been Behold the Lamb. And I think that's going to be a popular one with most of us, because it sort of started out as this really simple piano line that Nate Himes wrote. But as we were in the studio and we had the wonderful blessing of having assistance with brass and piano and all the instrumentation that sort of came together, it's just sort of become a really moving piece. It's got a lot of intensity, and so I'm just really excited for that one and how it's turned out musically. Especially lyrically as well. Just the intensity of the words really match the way that the song moves.
My favorite moment or memory from recording the Mercy Seat sessions was listening to Behold the Lamb in the control room. It was after the brass had finished their parts, and Colette Webster came to visit us to see how we were doing, and we were all in the control room. We got to listen to the final version of the song, and it was really powerful. It was really cool to see to hear how it all came together. And Colette prayed for us. Just, you could feel God in the room, and it was really awesome. The song that was the most fun was I Know My Sins Are Washed Away, and it was really
Boring?
yeah, it was boring.
Oh, okay. What was fun about it?
I Know My Sins Are Washed Away was cool to do because I was able to be a part of the creative process in writing that song, and I played the egg shaker, which is fun to be able to do something other than vocals. Not that vocals are, I love singing.
But you love egg shaker more.
Yeah, I play a mean egg shaker.
Yeah, turned out really nice.
So that song is just really fun, and there's Oz and
Ooze?
no ooze.
Just Oz?
Just Oz,
Okay.
but that's all you need. So, and steel drums, right?
Thanks.
My name's Nate Hood. I play electric guitar with the singing company. I'm 18 years old. I think I've been in this band for about 3 years now. This is our second recording, well, third recording project, but second full-length CD. This one, we were in a different studio. We recorded it a little bit differently. Let's see, just instead of recording all together as a band, we did it each instrument separately, so that we had a lot more downtime. It felt like, although it seemed we were still really busy, but we just didn't have, we weren't in the studio all at the same time playing for the whole day.
Can you describe a typical day of this week? What it's been like?
A typical day was, we got here around 10 o'clock. We'd leave around 9:30, get here at 10 o'clock. Drums would start to record, then we do bass, then maybe eat lunch or something. Then it depended if there was somebody else who came in. A lot of other people came in and recorded with us, such as brass and piano. So they would record, and then in the evening we do guitars and vocals. So.
And describe a typical day for you at the studio sitting here. What are you?
Just sitting here and reading stuff or preparing for songs, but just waiting around and then recording.
Playing video games?
Video games, baseball.
Okay.
So the song that's been most meaningful to me lyrically is probably I Know My Sins Are Washed Away. I think it's in a verse that says, my sickness, pain, and guilt are on the bloody spilt. And I kind of just thought about that, and it hit me in a different way. It just made it more meaningful. Yeah, there's a lot of songs I was excited for this. I was excited a lot for Save Now and I Know My Sins Are Washed Away, again, just musically. Save Now is just a high energy song, and then I Know My Sins has like a nice like groove to it, a nice feeling, so it flows and stuff.
Yeah, it's been really interesting with this second album. When we first recorded the Red Book sessions, we weren't really a band. We were just a project, and we didn't really know what we were doing either. None of us had that experience of coming to a studio and working out songs. And by God's grace, we got through that with the help of some experts that came alongside and really walked us through that process, which was wonderful. Now that we are a little bit older and a little bit wiser, a little bit more experienced, we know what that process takes a little bit better, and we were able to prepare extensively to develop our ideas and our skills and our songs, which is really cool. And we're partnered again with John Alvin, who recorded the Red Book sessions, and now he's acting as the engineer and the producer of the album, and he's just phenomenal guy and friend who really is going to make us sound incredible, which is great. As a band, we've really stepped up and have been practicing more and preparing more together. and we're all on the same page, which is really cool. And we're all invested in this project, and we hope to do more. Like I said, this is a series. We have one more in the series that we're going to start developing. We believe that the Lord's going to help us in that. So we're very excited about this project, and with the people that have partnered with us. We've got brass on some tracks, and we've got the singing company. As I said before, we've got a whole bunch of cool sounds, handbells, and we've got steel drums and all these other things that we're excited about. But it's been a great process, and we're excited to be a part of it. One of my favorite memories was recording all my acoustic guitar parts and being done. That was nice. Felt like I had really accomplished something. Just felt like a load off. One of my favorite memories was probably hearing "Behold the Lamb" for the first time with all the parts. Such an epic song, and something that we were really, I was really concerned about. It's such a great song. We want to make sure we do it right, and it's just cool that we were able to do it. And just singing the songs and recording the lyrics. I've often found myself just choking up because they're so powerful, and they really are truth. And it's just great to be able to sing them, and to be able to give that to the Lord, something extravagant, something that an offering that I really am convinced that I've done everything I've needed to do, and I've given Him my best. And that's just there's so often times I fail or I struggle, but I'm just proud of this offering where I can give it to the Lord and just really feel like He's just saying well done, and He's really pleased with it, which is great. A normal day in the recording studio, my job is to just worry all the time, and to try to get everybody to make sure that we're all doing what we need to do when we're doing it, and to make sure that I've got my parts ready and right, and to give my best. But yeah, they're long days. We get here at 9:30 or 10 in the morning, and then we're here until 2:30 or 3 in the morning. So it's been pretty grueling, but I feel like we've really been sustained, and I'm exhausted, but I'm not tired, which is good. And yeah, so normal day, and then what happens is we record each part by part, so there is some downtime in those times where I'm not recording a drum track or a bass track or something else, and I just have time to prepare my next thing, or to eat together and to fellowship with one another, and to work on the concept of this album some more, the details. So the days are packed, and they just fly by, and it's really a great time.
Sure. Okay. My name is Nate Irvin. I play drums and percussion for Singing Company. I've been in it since a little over 2 years, since the Red Book sessions until now. Yeah, it's been one of the best things that I've been able to be a part of, that I think God's allowed me to be a part of. Not only as a musician, but I think just as a Christian, as a worshiper, someone who is, I guess, just this group has been able to encourage me in every area of life. As we say all the time, I'm a better person because of this group, because God's brought us together. So the most meaningful song lyrically to me, this album, I don't know. There's not one that sticks out, not because of the fact that they're all poor songs lyrically. It's just because of the fact that they're all so well written. It's hard to choose, but I guess the two that really stick out in my mind, I would say are, I don't know. I'd say "Turn Your Eyes Upon Jesus." And this just the way that I've heard John explain it so many times about how it's just the idea. It's such a triumphant song, and that when the things of the world start to kind of disappear, they just fall away because of the fact that we keep our eyes on Christ, and we are beholding Him. That is such an amazing part of Christian experience. I'd also say "Abide with Me," just kind of a constant plea and crying out to the Lord for Him to always be with us, is, I don't know, I just think just really meaningful to me. And I would say "Behold the Lamb" is great, just in its finality. It's really being able to emphasize the fact that Jesus, I mean, he does with devils fight. I mean, just it shows his faithfulness, and it shows just the fact that, you know, his work is done. It's complete. It's perfect, and it's, yeah. So that I'd say those are the ones that stick out. My favorite memory, I would say, I don't know, honestly, like, not to be corny, there is some really awesome things that happened this week, but I think just sensing the encouragement that we've had from other people throughout the territory. We had Colette Webster come in from THQ, from the youth department, to, you know, encourage us and to pray with us, and that was really cool, and her cookies were great. And I don't know, I just, you know, we had brass musicians that came, maybe one or two that helped us out last time, and some new people. We had Bill Himes play piano for us, and I'm trying to remember if I don't think I've forgotten anybody. Who? The singing company came. That's right. Yes. And we just had tons of people who wanted to help us out. You know, and a lot of these songs totally wouldn't be what they were without them. They'd be completely different, and I think worse without them. They really did help us out with their commitment and with their with their backing, you know, with their approval, I guess. And so that was really cool to sense the encouragement. Those were all kind of divided up throughout the week, but just that collective experience was really great.
Yeah, my name's Jonathan. I've been with the singing company since like December of last year, when we recorded a Christmas EP. But this album has been really great. It's called the Mercy Seat Sessions. It's kind of a follow-up to the Red Book Sessions, and it's kind of the second installment in the series that we wanna do. It's, I don't know, I think in a lot of ways the two albums are pretty different, but the real focus on both of them is God, you know, and his voice, you know, kind of a prophetic in a way to the church, and especially to the Salvation Army, which I think is awesome, and stepping in from outside the band. Like, I know the Red Book Sessions was really important to me as a, you know, a salvationist and as a believer. Those songs, you know, I really own them, you know, and I think that's what's really been one of the greatest parts of this group, this band, has been the way that people have owned the music that we've been able to create, been able to play, and that it's been something that's edified the body of Christ, and that's edified the Salvation Army, and that's just exciting, and it's humbling to be a part of this, and it's so much fun, you know. It's just crazy that God has blessed us with this opportunity to be able to work for Him in this way. And I think this album really reflects a lot of changes that have happened in our individual lives since that last album was put out. And a lot of these songs are really old, and a lot of them are really new, and it's just really exciting. I think the song lyrically that has been the most meaningful to me would be the track "Abide With Me." It was some lyrics that I found. It's from the songbook that are just really powerful and really wonderful. And I wrote a new melody to it, and also a new chorus, really in a matter of minutes in my bedroom when I was living in Indiana last year as a part of a Salvation Army ministry called Project AIM. And just finding those words, you know, it was a long year, and there were a lot of difficult times, but those lyrics are just really powerful. The song "Abide With Me," it's just in everything saying, "Lord, be with me," because that's what counts. That's what matters in every situation, is that He's with us. And it's just, we sang that song. I sang that song at a prayer advance against human trafficking on the international, the Salvation Army Day of Prayer against that this year, and it was one of it was just really a moment of being broken, and that song when I sing it, a lot of times it's not from my point of view that I'm living it or that I'm hearing it, but it's from the point of view of people who are in circumstances where they could very easily feel alone or feel abandoned, and it's a reminder to me that that I'm supposed to be Christ's love to the people I meet, and that's my job, is to be Jesus Christ to everyone I come in contact with, and not just those in my house or my community, but that I have a responsibility to the world around me. And a lot of that really informs also this a brand new song that I wrote for this album called Your Kingdom Come. That really just, it comes from the place of, if I claim Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, then that needs to be reflected in the way I live my life, and that I'm a part of the body of Christ. And if we claim to be His people, then we have to work for His kingdom. And so we pray, come now, and we mean it by showing that through our actions, in the way we fight injustice, and in the way we work to show all men God's love. The song I think that everyone basically was most excited to record really was Behold the Lamb, because it's just such a powerful song, and so meaningful and important lyrically, and just the melody that was written by Nate Himes is just gorgeous. And I think one of the best moments of this process, we're here, was the final day. One of the best moments of this week has been yesterday when Colette Webster came just to bring us some cookies and check up on us, and that was really nice. And we took her down to the control room, and all of us, we sat there and we listened to the song, and it was the first time we had heard it with everything there, the brass parts and the vocals, and it's just powerful, and it's very moving, and the Spirit of God was there, and Colette prayed with us, and it was awesome. And I think, yeah, that definitely was probably one of the best moments of this week. Yeah. 1, 2. We are your people, so we must work for your kingdom. In our hearts, Lord, in our world, Lord, let it come. In our hearts, your will be done. In our